The mics. I think I reversed the mics. Hello, everybody. Did you guys not hear the music, the starting soon music? I looked right now and I think I had the mics reversed. I think I had my mic on and I had the desktop audio off, which means you guys heard nothing for the last 8 hours, which is a lie because it wasn't that long. Hello, everybody. Did I mess it up? I'm assuming I did because at this point, that's what it looks like. No music. Nope, not. Now you're on. I reversed them. I had my mic on. I don't know if you guys heard things in the background. I was running around setting things up. I might have even been singing. Did you guys hear me doing anything? Because I was like, no one, like Jesse's in the other room, but it's like really quiet over here. And I kind of was just walking around humming, getting things ready. And you guys probably heard me doing things. Hey there, Jay. Bidet Critters, no starting soon music. We heard your mic. So people, unless I am unaware, I don't think I said anything too crazy. I think I was humming or singing a song. But let's say hi to everybody. Vero G, Little Power Monster, clever name I made previously. Michael, and the dude, is the dude in here? Well, Michael, my moderator, my friend, the great and powerful. Ninja Master Colvin M. Gormley, Daniel O'Day. I see Amelia. And I see, I don't know. Is that it? Leading Blind. Leading Blind's up here. I didn't see Leading Blind lower. And then I did think I saw Leading Blind saying they might not be able to stick around. Is tonight the WD? It's still a baddie episode. Okay, thanks. Can you wish everyone well? So Leading Blind might not be in here or might be back later. All right. We're pretty much all up to date. Apologies for no music. Let's get this screen out of here. Everything is set up. I did get everything going. I didn't set the clock, though. I just realized. I have the clock there. It is 2:32:20 is what I got. 2:32:20. And I did check. It seemed like a decent spot to start. So 2:32:20. Ooh. We have an hour and 37 minutes. I checked. Set the time. Hour and 37 minutes. If we get to 50 likes, we'll obviously do the next. I don't have alcohol. I'm going back into hardcore mode. I think I told you guys last week. I'm going back to hardcore J Fitness mode for the final month before Dragon Con. From this date, I feel like I'm leaving the 29th of August. Today's the 28th. So from here, I have roughly a month, almost exactly to the day. And I just want to lose another like 5 pounds and get back to strictness because I sort of let myself go. When my knee got hurt, I was like, might as well start smoking a little. And then I had a couple too many nights of drinking. And now I'm like, all right, back to square one. I told you guys last week when I went and saw Oppenheimer, I didn't realize I was sitting in the movies for like freaking 6 straight hours because I went from Barbie right into it. And by the time I was done, I realized I'd not drinking water. And like when I was done with the live stream, I felt like crap last week. But it wasn't like I was sick or anything. I just was an idiot. So I have my protein shake. That's what I was trying to show before. I'm just going to mix it up horribly loud, probably in the mic for you guys to hear. I just let it sit too long. I just want to make sure it's not all settled. But anyway, Colvin, I will, however, that is definitely, we are going to smoke. So, everybody, when you're ready, sync up your clocks. We're going to jump right in. I already said hi to everybody. The dude JB, bidet. So, like, subscribe, get your clocks right. It is already 5 after 8, and get your radiators ready. And we're jumping in as soon as we hit the radiators. We all get the thumbs up. I went and saw Talk to Me last night with my sister. It was a decent movie. I one of the better horror movies I've seen in a while. Honestly, if I had to rank them, I would say it was the best horror movie of the year. Boogeyman was my favorite till then. I thought Boogeyman was the best horror movie of the year. Nothing crazy good, but good enough where I thought it was unique in its ways and it was scary. It was good. Scary, well made, well acted. I thought Talk to Me was very good. Very, very good movie. Amelia, what is up? How are you? Did I say hi to Amelia? I think I saw Amelia up top. But yes, Talk to Me if you guys want a good horror movie. Very, I would say very, like, because some horror movies are jump scary, ghosts and stuff. I would say there's a couple horribly violent moments. What is up, Amelia? What is up? Oh, I already said that. I don't know why I keep repeating myself. But Radiators, I just felt like, and I did see the season finale of Secret Invasion, and that was batshit crazy in probably all the worst kind of ways. I didn't think it was the worst thing ever, but it wasn't great. And I also was planning on getting background music in some sense, and I totally forgot. I know you guys have said it's probably better without because of the fact we sync up, but the other day I was looking for something in my own live stream, and I just feel like when we're not talking, it's like so dead air in the background without, like, I mean, the fans going and stuff like that. But I'm going to figure something out because I want it to sound nice and soothing and calm and stuff when we're not speaking, which I do quite often. Stay cool out there, Ninja. Where's Ninja? What's up with Ninja? That heat has been oppressive, but making the best out of it. I was outside today, normally I'm in and out, but today was a job, I don't know, just horrible luck, I guess. They ripped wild bamboo out of the back of their house, and I had to remove it today. And it was outside in a massive pile that filled like my 30-yard box truck. It wasn't the worst. It could have been worse. But I was like, God, it was like the hottest day I could remember in recent memory. And I had an outside job slaving in the frickin' weeds and the bamboo and shit. So, Radiators, and then we're doing the countdown, and then I'll have a drink of my protein shake. All right. All good. I also did see, I was almost going to go a little further, but it seemed like Matt was given like a solid recap. So I went back. So I heard like the next 10 seconds, and obviously not a big deal. But it sounded like he was giving like a nice solid recap, even though I am aware of where we are and what we're doing. It was like kind of going into what we're doing, and I was like, let's just watch the whole little recap. So, like I said, an hour and 37 minutes. If we hit 50 likes, we'll jump into the next 30. Let me throw up my like before I forget, just to help out a bit with the thing. I already threw up on my other account, so there is my 2 accounts on the likes. But 50 likes or more, you guys know the deal. I'm just going to take a sip of this protein shake before I forget again. I have to have it consumed by 8:30. That 8:30 is my cutoff for my fasting thing. So I have to have this consumed within the next 20 minutes. I almost feel like I was dripping it. Oh, I did kind of drip it. It was, oh, the condensation. I think the condensation was ripping down my beard. All right, my apologies. I just didn't. I have to time everything down to the wire because 8:30 is the last time I could eat until tomorrow at 12:30. And if I forget and I don't eat properly, I hate my life in the middle of the night because I'm starving to death. So, Forrest the Runner, what is up? Hey guys, just checking in because I'm watching Good Omens 2 tonight. I saw something about that. Is that the premiere? My sister reacted to it on her channel. I've never seen it before. Is it out in full? Is it an episode? How does it work? I don't even know what it's about, so I guess it doesn't matter. I've never seen Good Omens 1. But my sister does mention it, unless I'm mistaking it for something else. I'm almost positive that is the show she's reacted to right now, season 1. And possibly done and doing season 2. I don't know. I gotta talk to her about it. But I saw that on my phone. I guess because of all the entertainment stuff I'm subscribed to, I saw like Good Omens, and honestly, I didn't know what it was related to. I thought it was something related to my sister because I wasn't aware that it was coming out today. There's some great Critical Role. Uh, what is that? I don't know what that says. Autumn Orange makes some great stuff. Spoilers, unfortunately. Are we talking about? I don't know what LO. I can't see it. Is that LOFI? I don't know if my eyes are horrible or that's an L. I'm not aware. I'm trying to do it in my head. Good Omens is fucking great. I didn't know it was airing. Good Omens has Doctor Who. Good Omens has Doctor Who and Mad Men. Who from Mad Men? I have seen Mad Men. Who from Mad Men's in it? I'm assuming David Tennant, Doctor Who. I vaguely remember seeing a thumbnail of Good Omens, and I feel like it was David Tennant, but it was before I knew David Tennant, because I didn't know David Tennant. I knew the name, but like I'd never seen Doctor Who until after Good Omens season 1, I believe, came out, or at least not until the season with David Tennant. Low Fidelity, my bad. Thank you, Daniel O'Day. Thank you, whoever else probably already said it. I pronounce lo-fi. It just really chilled me. Oh, okay. Gotcha. The other day, someone was talking about low fidelity because I was like, someone was like, what does hi-fi stand for? And I'm like, high fidelity. And then somebody started talking about low fidelity. And I was like, I never knew that was a thing. I just always heard of hi-fi. But John Hamm, is it really? I love John Hamm. John Hamm has a terrific sense of humor. He's one of those guys where I feel like he'd be chill as hell. I've seen him in a lot of things where it's almost looked like it's improv, and he's great. He's been on SNL a ton of times, and he's always phenomenal, and I love his acting on top of it. He's a great actor, obviously, but I feel like he's one of those guys that's like probably like that all the time, every day of his life. He just like falls into these situations, and that makes him awesome in every way. David Tennant and John Hamm. John Hamm was the bomb in, I can't see because the emoji is blocking it. John Hamm is the bomb in, I guess I'll find out. It begins with a T, but at some point we'll find out. Let's just jump in because I'm ranting like a lunatic. Ready, everybody? I know we already gave the thumbs up, so here we go. We're getting in. I'm just delaying it and slowing it down so we could all get on the same page. And here we go. Tag, he was hilarious. Yes, I did see that. 3, 2, 1, go. We're in. Oh, that's loud. As you exit the steeple, that's where we're starting. Umi, as Rini would put it. Do you think Rini calls him Umi because her name ends in an I, so she wanted to be like make it like where they're the same? Umi and Rini. We're having some sit down foodies. Hearty foodie. How's everyone been? Everyone's good. I'm gonna have to check out. I'm gonna talk to my sister about Good Omens. I don't know anything about it, honestly. It looked like there was some sort of mystical things going on, possibly magic, maybe, but I could be totally wrong. I could also be thinking that way because of Doctor Who, and it just put me in that state of mind. Friends of mine came in the arcade on Tuesday, and they were so eager to talk to me about Ford's voice because they had not seen me since that all happened. And they were like, oh my God, what do you think of the fact that Ford sounds like that now? And I am starting to get used to it. This is the first time that I actually like expected it. Prior to this, I was taken off guard almost every episode. Dalen. Pardon me. Oh, and before I forget, we're doing Escape from Bloodkeep Sunday, if that works for the dude and others. If not, we could double up on August because I did delay it. I was going to do it last week, but something came up and I couldn't. But this Sunday, Escape from blah 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 blood keep. Oh my god, I'm talking so fast I can't see myself. I'm invisible. I'm gonna drink this and slow down. Multicolored flare. Oh, the timer. My apologies. I will beat myself later for 5 hours. Escape from Bro Keep. Gotcha. Escape from Bro Keep. Protein shake hits hard. I'm more than halfway done. We have 14 minutes. I hope something silly doesn't happen. Oh, good. We did good. All right, we did good. I was afraid something was going to happen where they're like, you're just short. You need a little more. And now we got to like go on another adventure. Not that I'd mind, honestly. I just kind of want to like get to the bottom of this mission and move on with our other stories. Yes. We have a bar of mithril. All right. We're getting the thumbs up. I mean, they could be wrong as well, but we're getting the thumbs up that it looks like we're good on the quality and the quantity of mithril. Yeah, now all we got to do is get the breath of a dragon. Something called the Nightmare in Ivory or something, or is that reverse? Ivory in night, Ivory of Nightmare, Nightmare in Ivory. I think it's the Nightmare in Ivory. We just got to get him to breathe on a sword. That's all. I did not know that. Mithril is lightweight. I honestly would have thought it was the same, if not heavier. Mithril. Where did mithril originate? Was that like a D&D thing? I know they use it in Lord of the Rings, right? Do 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 do. Definitely will. We're all good. Yeah, like that's my curiosity. I'm like, we have a lot of distance to cross. I'm curious like how we go about it. There's probably options, but I just want to see how abouts we do it. 350 miles, they said, something like that. Geladin. Thanks. Thanks for the. Just be careful. It is a dragon. Probably. I was going to say, it's not the first time you've made that promise, but she's alive. We have lived through all of our promises. We're good. We're solid. I I love that. That's great. Umi. Does Umi? And she was yelling at us. Rini was yelling at us. Don't call him Umagarn. Call him Umi. Now we call him Umi, and he's like, don't you frickin' dare. I gotta say, Rini is very confident, let's say. She's like, her answer to everything is, like, then you're dead. Don't do this or I will kill you. Don't do that or they're dead. She's very confident that she could take us all out, like easily, it seems like. And maybe she can. I don't know. But she's Samliel. Samliel is a very odd name. So we don't kill the dragon. We just got to get the breath and skedaddle. Look at that. Yeah. All right. So at least we've gotten that done. Now we just got to see how we're getting to a dragon. We got to see about a dragon. Tim is a name reserved for enchanter wizards. Tim. Dragons don't have simple names. You live long enough. Tim just doesn't have the same weight. No offense to any Tims. I gotcha. I had a barbarian named Broenheim von Gates von Gainsgetter. My eyes are so bad. Von Gainsgetter. So Broenheim von Gainsgetter. Am I saying that right? For a one shot. I feel like I'm close. If not, I like that. If I'm right, I like the sound of it. Oh, oh, they're all trying to nail it. We're all trying to smack a fly now or something. I'm expecting Laura to knock over 50 things. We had to do lunch today down the street from the job we were at, and I didn't realize my sister had set her glass down like for 5 seconds to throw something out, and where my drink was, I didn't look. I just knew right where it was, so I went like this, and I smashed it out of the way and knocked it all over the ground. So I'm imagining an unintentional accident again like that. Dragon ain't shit. I presume that he picked things up and put them down. I pick things up, I put them down. You know what I can admit? Oh, that's Daniel O'Day. Or a conversation. $350. All right, here we go. We're going to figure it out. And I've got to kill the rest of this in under 5 minutes. Last time, Liam smacked him right in the nose, and now Travis almost did it again. "18 days of travel. Goat back. Goat back mountain." Duh. Yeah, even with... that's what I was saying. I feel like that's... Oh, that will save us time? Let's do that. That's what I was saying last time, but I thought around the mountains would have been way longer. He's saying, I guess because the terrain is easy to pass around, I wasn't accounting for the rough terrain of the mountains. I'm digging it. I say we go around the long... Well, what I thought was the long way. We go around the bottom, horseback, 10 days, or do we find a way to some... I don't know. I feel like that's right now the best. I do kind of agree with what Sam is saying. Not. We could get this done very quickly, where the other thing... What's... Listen to Laura. That's what I was saying. Maybe... That's what I was thinking. How do we teleport there? What would be the process? I was thinking that too. In my head, I was like, is there a teleportation device by Geladin? But how would that be a thing? Or is it maybe? Maybe there's a town nearby? Like, I feel like the White Dragon is in the middle of nowhere. I don't feel like there's going to be like a teleport device or a town right outside of his cave or near it. But I could be wrong. I'm not a dragon person. All right. Glass blades, visit the self. All right, let's do that. Because honestly, the best thing I could think right now is horseback. What is everyone, without divulging what they do, because I don't think they're going to do any of those things, honestly. But what would you do? Would you go across the misty mountains? Or would you take goats? Or would you take horses? Or well, let's I right now grass blades sounds like a good idea, just to find out if there's any other options. And while we're doing so, I feel like we should all take a look at the radiators. Everybody, radiators is Ninja. Actually, when Ninja gets back, because Ninja probably is in need of a break soon. So Ninja. Oh, and I have 1 minute to finish this. Matt almost made me spit my drink all over the place. I honestly, even though the horses are faster, I kind of want to do the goats. I don't think we're going to do any of them, though. Honestly, Jester's idea, I didn't know exactly the route we'd have to take, but that's what I was thinking. Go to a town where we could somehow get back to where we could get teleported to Geladin, and then bam, back with Caleb's thing. I'm just not... I don't know how to explain it properly, but Jester did a good job. Goats, goats, goats. The goat boat. The goat boat. Jerry lives for another campaign. Jerry is a family name. Jerry. Whenever I think of Jerry, I think of Rick and Morty. The greatest Jerry that ever lived. more than Jerry Seinfeld. Jerry from Rick and Morty. He's the most famous Jerry ever. Maybe Jerry Lewis. Jerry Lewis is a famous Jerry. Tom and Jerry. I don't know why I'm going on a rant of Jerry's. I must be insane. And we're done with the protein drink at 8:30. So now that is the last thing I am allowed to consume for the rest of my life. All right. All right. All right. Beautiful. That's great. So this is not a wasted trip. We either find another option. Oh my God, are we really going to get goats? Now I'm actually getting optimistic again. I went from no goats to now goats became... My God. I'm not quite 50-50, but I'm close. That we might actually do something with goats. We're talking a lot about goats. I feel like goats... Folding goat work... Folding goat wondrous item. Rare minor tier. Well, our Jerry didn't live that long, so it fits. The Volition disc. And if you're a radiator checker, then get them ready, because as soon as Ninja is on a break or says I'm good to go, we're going to do it. And if it's longer than 15 minutes, we're doing it anyway. Because in 15 minutes, we're at the 1 hour mark. So it's either Ninja or 15 minute. Wandering fuckery. I feel like he's said that before. Hello all, what is up? Emily Mary. How are you today? I'm still curious what Manifold Morals is. Usually I feel like the titles are pretty, like you kind of get it by now. Maybe we haven't gotten to that point yet, but I feel like that's an interesting name for this episode. Rainy's up. Good to go. 5 minutes. Ninja said 5 minutes. All right, so get your pipes ready, and we're going to hit them in 5 minutes. Which actually will almost be... I did the math wrong about the 15 minutes. Oh, wait, no. Maybe I'm wrong. Either way, we're going to do it in about 5 minutes. First, we have to get him to blow on a piece, Smith. You're not doing. Everyone is very against Rini from jumping into this dragon. I like Jester said we're supposed to kill a dragon. I'm not sure we're supposed to kill the dragon yet. Like Umi even said, don't kill a dragon, just get the breath thing. I think I think we don't have to necessarily kill this dragon. We just gotta like get the breath and run. I like it. I like the see? They keep saying, why do you have to kill it? I don't think we do. Yeah, we don't have. I mean, we might have to kill it if it is killing us. If it is like attacking us and we are in trouble, then yes, we fight back. But I would imagine if we're fleeing, we're not going to accidentally kill a dragon. I would imagine a dragon is quite powerful, lots of hit points. We do what we got to do. We bail. We hit it if we got to. That's what we do. Rainy has the tick vibes. The tick, like the comic book character. What's the actual definition of manifold? I only know what it does for exhaust. I kid you not. That is all I know as well, my friend. I didn't know it had another meaning, honestly. Manifold. Like, honestly, I didn't know it had another. I mean, I'm assuming you're probably right. But I know about that from like, yeah, a car. Well, it doesn't have to be a car. It could be a bike or something else. Like a motorcycle, not a bicycle. Hi, Clever and Colvin. I love goats, especially Jerry. Jerry the goat. The music is very fitting for what is happening right now. I feel like we're very unsure of what to do and what is exactly our path. And the music is like sitting around music, like you're in a tavern or something, bullshitting. Only we were banned. I would be shocked if there is actually a place where we could fast travel. Like, I mean, there is a good chance there is somewhere within a closer range to Mythborough. This is like we just keep making it worse and worse. The more information we give, the worse it sounds. Not again. They keep bringing up not again, not again, not again. Like what? Yeah, like can we hear some details? I want specifics. Uh, uh. Oh, I thought that I was because I'm here. What is on Sam's shirt? Nasty. What does his shirt say? Nasty what? Oh. All right. Well, this is not exactly working out. All right, so that didn't work too well. I honestly thought that would have went way better. It seems like everybody is just very concerned about Rini. Rini clearly did something. I would pull her aside right now. Let's pull her aside and go, Rini, what the frig happened? Because clearly people are very concerned about you and you did something where they think you're insane or something like that. Well, we did. They're talking about the archives. We did tip them 50 gold. Wasn't it at least 50 gold? I think it was 50 gold. Bo tipped him 50 gold and was like, I hope this makes up for the chaos. And the guy said, it certainly helps. And he said, come back and we'll like reevaluate. Now, mind you, it did just happen not too long ago. So I'm sure he didn't mean like the next day. But I'd be like, yo, dude, we threw you 50 gold, and all we want to do is just be your friend. Sorry, our crazy guy over there got shot by a crossbow by the other crazy goblin girl. Hello, hello. Here we go. We're finding something out. I feel like we're going to find something out. Yeah, it did not. I also wore my Caleb wizard shirt, if you didn't notice, because this episode's thumbnail was Bo and Caleb, and I wore my bow for the first two. So I split it. And I honestly felt like wearing my hobo wizard shirt. I hadn't worn it in a while, and I dig the fit and the color. It's comfortable. We got a little frumpkin over here, laying down cozy, having a little nap. Tealbird, what is up? I'm late. You're late. You have ruined everything. We decided after this we're never going to watch another live stream again because Tealbird ruined it. No, I'm just joking. Welcome, Tealbird. We love you. And Ninja is ready. So unite. Radiators unite. I've gotten used to the munchies. That was the reason we stopped smoking, because when I started running and we stopped drinking, I was still getting the munchies late night. So now the munchies aren't a factor. 15-minute warning. Other chaps. Otter chaps? I don't know what that means. I don't miss hobo life at all. Hobo life at all? Hobo life. I don't miss hobo life at all. What were we just talking about? Hobo wizard. My bad. I'm like totally brain farting. I'm like, we just talked about so many things. Radiators. Ninjas ready. Radiators, radiators, radiators. And we're also about 4 minutes away from the 1 hour mark. So we got about 1 hour left, give or take 4 minutes. And then, I mean, we're almost halfway to 50. 50 likes. Get the likes in. If we hit 50, you know, we'll do the next 30. I did look earlier today. We have 2 hours and 15 minutes to the break of the next episode. And that's from where Matt talks. Like, that's like legit content. So Patreon hour is going to probably be like a little longer, and YouTube's going to be like an hour and 10 minutes. I usually do a little longer on Patreon hours when it's over 2.5 hours or close to it. All right, she's telling the story. All right. Look at Laura's face. Right. I don't know what to think of that. I guess what they're thinking is she's looking at it like this is what I'm supposed to do. They're looking at it like we don't want you to be supposed to do that. So I guess it's not really their choice, obviously, but I could understand both sides of the dilemma on that part. We go into a place, we just get banned for life. It happens. Once in a while, it happens. Horrible. I think I've told you guys this before, but growing up, my dad didn't take shit from anybody, to the point, though, where he would just go off on everybody. Like, the second you did something, Like you'd have to be wrong, but you had like no recourse after that. He just started getting banned from places. So there was like growing up, he was banned from Blockbuster Video, the Chinese place down the street, and the chicken teriyaki place at the mall. So I'd have to go in these places like Blockbuster. I'd have to go rent my own tapes when I was a little kid because he wasn't allowed in the store. So I am very used to people getting banned for things and it being like kind of funny because it was pretty funny. Like growing up, all my friends were like, "Why does your dad always sit in the car?" And I'm like, "He's not allowed in Blockbuster Video." And he would like literally sit in the car with the car running. And I kid you not, the teriyaki chicken place at the mall, this happened when I was like in high school. So the 1990s, he got banned from there. And I swear they still remember him to this day. Like I'll go and he'll be with me and I'll get it. And I swear they still remember him. And it's like 20, 25 years ago. By the way, do recommend the Tick revival show that was on Amazon a few years ago. The live action one, Michael. That's the only one I could think of. Or was there like another animated one? My brother, I've said this before too. My brother was obsessed. Well, not obsessed, but he really, really loved the Tick, the animated show from back in the day. I think I was like too young to get it or like to not. I don't know. I just feel like I was at an age where I just it wasn't my thing. It could just be that I was young, or it could just be I didn't give it a chance. But later on, I've seen it, and it's pretty good. Here we go. Let's see what happens. On behalf of me and my coworkers, as leader, Jester made a smirk. Also, she likes us. From the wizard himself, Rainy, 300 gold helps. I'll take that 19 with advantage. Plus persuasion of a 1. All right. Thank God we rolled high with a 1. I guess 300 gold helps. I mean, it doesn't surprise me. That's a lot of money. And all they got to do is just hear us out. For to, I was going to say, what is there matters with the circle? For to go fast. Yeah, there you go. Because I don't feel like traveling by goat for 2 weeks. What do you mean? Why else would I want the circle? I'm going to piss on it. Give me back my gold. I'd be like, give me that shit back right now. Bo is doing a solid job. I give many, many props to Bo. The way Bo is like talking and taking the lead, and that's very large. It is very large. That's what she said. That's what she said, Michael. I've been watching a lot of Office reactions. So Michael Scott is in my head, which is funny because I've never actually seen most of The Office myself, I don't think. It looks like Caleb is hiding behind my clock the way he's sitting right now. It almost looks like he's going like this behind my clock. A good Book report. Oh no. I am waiting for Fallout. I'm not looking to. Wait, I have to go back to. We were talking. Both live action and the animated were good. I'm talking about the Tick. I'm not looking towards any show or movie really. Still need to catch up on a few things. I just saw Violent Night yesterday. Violent Night was great. It was undecided on Warburton verse Zero. I don't know who that other guy is. I know Warburton is the guy that got it. After we're done with this, I'm taking the rest of the night off. And I'm watching the new Twisted Metal. I'm very curious. It came out yesterday. And I didn't have a chance to check it out. But the new Twisted Metal, the entire first season came out in one day. Peacock. It's on Peacock, of all things. Anthony Mackie. I'm very curious to say. I'm not huge on the trailer. I didn't think it was the worst, but I was kind of like, yeah, this could be good or bad. Star Wars music, Hoth kicked in. So I'm going to check out a couple episodes of, I think they're like 40 minutes an episode, 10 episodes. Gold. Oh, what are we talking here? How much we got to do? 100 platinum. Forget that shit. What? No, forget that. 100 for the month. No. What are we, crazy? No, wouldn't that be 10,000 gold? That would be 10,000 gold. Am I there? He's saying 1,000 gold. I'm pretty sure 100 platinum. Am I crazy? 100 platinum would be 10,000 gold. I'm pretty sure. Now, like, either way. Yeah, I didn't know. We're not paying that. Thank you for the. They have to realize, unless I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure 500 is 50,000. They're thinking it's 2,000. I might be wrong because we've gone over this before. Isn't one platinum 100? Wait, maybe I'm doing it wrong. One platinum. They're making me second guess myself, but I feel like they're doing the math wrong. One. All right, so 500. So their math is right. Yup, one platinum is 10 gold. All right, maybe I'm doing the math wrong. I was thinking one platinum was like 100 gold. Either way, I don't even think we want to do that. But I mean, it's not a bad option if it is what they're saying. One plat is 10 gold. Okay, so then I think I was thinking one platinum was 100 gold or something like that. That sounds crazy expensive. 100 platinum. I mean, we only honestly need it for the month. But I think it's, first off, I'd rather go on the adventure. But let's. So we offer trade of service. We offer our services, or she at least did. 200 platinum, and we get unlimited use of the circle. That is pretty cool, honestly. That'd be pretty cool if we had like lifetime use of the circle. Yeah, like all right. I get what Liam is saying. Liam is saying we could probably get this done without having to do this, but it involves getting a lot of favor, like basically a lot of favors from Essick. But Liam's like, yeah, but it's either that or we pay 200 platinum. I would probably lean more towards what Liam's saying, honestly. I'm not saying what they're doing is bad, and Bo is wheeling and dealing. I'm just proud and impressed with Bo's handling of the situation. I'm just not a big like advocate of spending 2,000 or 200 platinum. The Woodset Auditor. Oh, the Woodset Otters. The Woodset Auditors. Auditors. Boo, thumbs down, just delivered a huge order. No tip. Ninja, are you able to smoke? Your tip from me is a fresh packed pipe and a radiator check. Is that often? We've talked about this before. Is that does that happen often? My father and my brother both delivered pizza like long time. Like my father obviously did it in high school, college. My brother did it after college and in college, and both of them told me that there were times you would go to the sketchiest areas where you thought you'd probably die and people wouldn't even give you a buck. And then you'd go to like the nicest happy town areas and they'd be like, here's $1,000. Take my wife. Not necessarily that, but radiators for Ninja, everyone. This is Ninja. The best tip we could give Ninja is a joyous radiator. 200 platinum deal. We will consider it. 6 months. 6 months for 150 radiators. No, I was just about to say, I love me negotiating. You guys know that. I say every time. I get mad when people don't negotiate. It can't hurt to throw an offer out. The worst that happens is you pay what they originally asked. It's no harm, no foul. But there is a limit where you eventually have to just be like, all right, make a choice. Because then people start getting mad, and then you will have people retract their deals. Some people will start being like, you know what? I don't even want to deal with you now. You pissed me off. I've literally seen it happen in real life over cars and stuff. Like, all right, how about 100 off? All right, how about this off? How about, okay, then they're like, I don't even want to deal with you. Get away. People freak out. So, like, you have to know your limits and not over negotiate. Right now, we're at kind of a standstill. I swear large orders should include a service fee. Where I come from, they do. 2,000 gold worth of cash. Where around where I am, everything is usually a service charge, a service fee, and a delivery fee. The place charges a service fee for them preparing it, and there's a delivery fee in case you don't tip. But some of the places do say there's a delivery fee, but feel free to tip over because it's very low. It'll be like $2 or $3. So it's obviously just to make up for the people that don't tip accordingly. But I usually just like take that and then double it or triple it or whatever the heck the reasonable tip would be. But a lot of the places around me nowadays, especially I would say pre-pandemic, it was like a 50-50 service fee, delivery fee kind of thing. After pandemic, almost every place I order from now has a service fee or a delivery fee, or a lot of them now have both. Because what was happening was people thought the service fee was the delivery fee, and then all the drivers and stuff were like, we don't get tips. So they had to like spell it out that we're charging a service fee because of the economy blowing. The page. The page. All right. A long time since I had a page. I imagine school pizza parties or business ones would be annoying. Not school parties tip bigger than most. I was going to say, I remember I worked at an office building, but like as basically a maintenance guy, but like private maintenance company that would go around and just fix stuff up. So I didn't work straight from the company. They would have like pizza parties at least once a week. And I remember one of my friends I saw, and he was like, they usually don't care because it's not their money, and they'll just have like $300 set aside for pizza, and they usually tend to be pretty decent tippers because it's not their money, basically. Well, at least in this particular place. I don't know about every place, but it was like the business had they just covered it. It was like a very successful architectural firm. So they made money. They weren't gonna like they didn't care. They were just like buy whatever the hell you want. And it was on the company. I am a contractor, so the store I work for charges a fee, but I don't get any of it. Sometimes a tip, but it's like 20-ish a week. Into yeah, I'm where I am is kind of I we have like a short order kitchen where I am at the arcade. The dude's been there. He's seen it. We're pretty busy. It stays steady, but I never get tips. I used to all the time. Now that I'm like a partner and I like run the place, I never do. But everyone else is always like, I get 30, $40 a night. And I'm like, I think people don't tip me anymore because they think I'm the owner. And they're like, why would I tip the owner? But like when I was younger, I cleaned up. Maybe I'm just an ugly, horrible monster now and they hate me. But I don't really rely on the tips. It's just something I've noticed over the years. Arcana check. We are down to, I believe, way under an hour. What do we got here? 408. 45 minutes. We got exactly 45 minutes from here. Halfway to 50. Like and subscribe. If you haven't liked, do it now or everything will end abruptly in 5 seconds. If we hit 50 likes, we watch the next 30 minutes of the next episode. We are down to the final 45 minutes. It's shimmery. Save it for a rainy day. All right. That's it for the page. What is up, Mad Loath? Welcome, my friend. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I just realized I never brought my bottle of water in. I had a bottle of water with that to wash it down later, and I must have had it stolen while we were sitting in this room. Somebody probably jumped through the window. I didn't recognize it, used stealth behind me, and stole my bottle of water. That is clearly the logical explanation. 2,000 gold. And Rini might die. Yeah. Yeah. So Rini saved us 3,000 gold. Yeah. So Rini saved us 3,000 gold by selling her body for 6 months. I hope we get some. Look at Caleb. This is huge, though. I mean, it is awesome. It is great. It's awesome. A hefty cost. But if you put it into perspective, honestly, if you think about it, up, everyone's thrown in. Let me get this. You had the idea. Hey, I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. I think it was a wise choice. There has been many purchases that have been around the same, if not more. And I feel like that is well worth it. And honestly, Rini sold her, like, 6-month contract thing. Rini isn't really part of our team. I mean, I love her and I think she's great, but I am assuming Mika Burton is not going to be around very long. So we basically traded services that we don't actually, as the Mighty Nine, have to really fulfill, if you think about it. That's the first thing that came to mind. If they agreed to this deal, we just saved 3,000 gold. If it was like one of us, if like, well, we got to get rid of Knot for 6 months, that would suck. But Mika Burton's going to leave anyway. So we didn't really leave. We did great. We did great. And thank you, Bo, for amazing negotiating. Jester, what was that? Can you? I don't even know what just happened. Did her voice crack? It sounded like she like exploded. The mom says she looks forward to it all week. She gets it on Thursday. There is one house I deliver to where there is a little girl, maybe 5, who dances in the window chatting pizza, and I dance around in the driveway, so I go up and the mom tips $20. The mom says she looks forward to it. That's adorable. Adorable. Be mindful. There's a lot of jobs I do where it's like a repeat customer. Usually my repeat customers are older people. When I say older, I mean like 80 or older, like barely could do anything. And I go out of my way to like, they'll be like, I know they're calling me because they literally just need something moved and they're so old and weak they can't do it. So they'll be like, can you come pick this up for me? And then I go and move it and they'll go, while you're here, can you do this? And I like never charge them half the time because it's like, I know they don't even need me. They just probably need someone to help them move shit around the house for 5 seconds. And they're like, how do I get someone here to help me move shit? I guess I call the handyman or the junk guy or something like that. But those people, the point of my story I was relating to Ninja Master was those people, when I do have to charge them, usually tip really well because they know they can rely on you and they look forward to your beautiful shining face. I have a hood. Rainey, I want to know more about Rainey's background because Rainey seems very violent. It's almost dark comedic the way she does it, but she is ready and always wanting to stab, murder, kill over the silliest things. If somebody touches my hood, they die. If someone steals in front of me, they're evil, they die. Anything evil, you die. And evil could be as crazy as littering. No one can, look, say no one can see if they're dead. Insanity. Gotcha. Love how everyone wants to be friends with high-level wizards. So much cool things that change the fabric of reality around you. Hot boy was mentioned. Hot boy is always mentioned. Hot boy. The mom says she looks... I already read all that. A little neon light. It dims when I sleep. It dims when I... Evil is vague. I would say evil, first off, has to be like premeditative. I feel... Well, I mean, that's not even necessarily true because there are some people that don't know what they're doing and are just like jokerish, evil at heart kind of crazies. But it's got to be violent. I feel like to be true evil, it's got to be like violent to some extent, whether mental or physical. It doesn't have to be like physical violent. It could be mentally violent to somebody. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like if you're like torturing someone or traumatizing someone or you actually murder right off the bat, unless there's an explanation, murder, if you murder somebody, you're evil. But unless it's like it was an accident or there's an explanation, but then it wouldn't be murder. I don't know. Getting the scribe warden. Life is oh, I see his G scale. I still haven't figured out how to get rid of that emoji thing, and I always gotta wait till it scrolls up a little. I usually can figure it out, but sometimes it blocks out the whole word. Life is grayscale. Oh, grayscale. I was like, great scale? Murder and killing, not exactly the same. Yes, not exactly the same. A sprawling library. I just want to make sure I didn't miss anybody. Jay, you're the best. It happens sometimes. Oh, we're talking that. I was gonna say I didn't see that one, but it was right under Ninja's other one. Oh, I actually had a lot of work this week. My back is is starting to get sore. The job earlier today and yesterday was killers. Damage, damage. You don't know until you try. Let's try. Get closer. I say we go closer. I think we'll be all right. Woodset auditors. Red Rover. Auditors. The auditors. Yes, you could try to do it. All right. Stealth check to see if you could peel off a look. 22 solid. All right. Auditors, we all shut up. We're all listening. I feel that why is it never investigation? $11. Ah. 10. What? So a 10 did get us something. I'm considering it was a 10. Yeah, with a 10. Look, Matt's like, you got something with a 10. I threw you a freebie. I was going to say, for a 10, that's a lot for a 10. But I'm happy. Purple in color. That's the biggest thing to take out of that. Watered and ruined and purple. Like and subscribe if you haven't. We are 23 likes away from watching another 30 minutes of the next episode, which I did not see the name of. I saw the length, but I didn't see the name of it. right. The Luxor. Vegas. Vegas Casino. Does anyone know what that's about? What's what about? What's what about? Gotta love how everyone wants to be friends. Blah, 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 blah. Is that zombie Shakespeare or Mauritius shirt? Is that a reference to something? What's that about? That I said that. Yes, I asked that in the Patreon exclusive. I go, is that zombie Shakespeare? I said the exact same thing. Clever. I was like, what's that all about? Somebody in the comments say something. But I didn't see an answer. The books. Oh. The books. Oh, okay. That's what Amelia's talking about. I was like, I heard so many things I wasn't sure. My throat's getting dried out because I am smoking and have no water. I'm the one that'll be piloting the expedition. I feel like we should have gotten that thrown in. I feel like Caleb's. I like how it went down, but I feel like Caleb's access should have been re-granted. We just paid these crazies. I mean, granted, it was a good deal, but we just paid them 2,000 gold. They can't just look the other way. On top of the fact that we had already given them a shitload of gold before that. These people are cleaning up on us. Grilled goat with assorted veggies and a rice pilaf. After dinner, some mulled wine. All right. We have a beautifully frosted cake with all of our faces on it. And Jester did it, so it's beautiful. I just didn't know if it was ever talked about, like in the campaign guides or something. Matt said the books were damaged and purplish. I don't know if we did or not. Sorry, that's one I don't know. Sounds too descriptive to not be anything, though. That's what I was thinking. So it's perhaps never discussed again, or we have all forgotten the purplish books. Ace of Cakes. Moss. Is there anything Moss can't do? Under 30 minutes. We have just hit the 30-minute mark of this episode. We will be done with episode 74 in 30 minutes. No doubt, Professor Thaddeus at work. I still have hopes that one day A gigantic Professor Thaddeus will land on Bo's head and have grown to the size of an ogre. How's the fam? Make sure Nugget's all right. Make sure Nugget's all right and eating the right stuff. P.S. How's the kid? The fam. Just miss my. I don't think he was saying not or Veth. They're good. Everything's good. I mean, Yez is a cool dude. Yez will either get it or not, and if he doesn't, it doesn't really matter. He'll figure it out eventually when we get back to him. We have all gotten flower crowns again. Still not sure if there's anything more to the flower crowns. But we've been talking a lot about flower crowns when in the presence of Rini. Pretty cool. I dig it. He hasn't been eating enough salmon. He hasn't been eating enough salmon or something. That's interesting. So are they saying that Talzin is like, or Caduceus is changing color? I'm not exactly clear on. I mean, I heard what they said, but I'm not clear on exactly what they were saying. Circle active, flower crown on head. On spine try. It's the worst. They're wasting perfectly good cake on a photo op. I'm wondering how far we're going to get in the next 25 minutes. Because if we're fast traveling like this, we might get to the dragon sooner than I thought. All right. Oh. Yeah. We turn and vomit. All right, so we puke and then get escorted out. He said purple's first. Now we got purple coming out. I'm assuming that's just a coincidence. But I just noticed he said he's saying purple. Yeah, these dudes are on edge. I don't know if they're on edge or they're just extra like careful. Maybe they're just supposed to be extra careful, but these dudes are like ready to kill something. I don't know where to go. I don't know. Yeah, let's just move on to our agenda. I'm pretty sure Matt just likes I mean, that's my favorite color, so I can understand. Purple is my favorite. Like dark, like a dark purple. Like like the background right now. Look at the background of the thing. And Jester's bracelet. Yeah, we could go see Dyron. Dyron probably destroyed the house, burned it to the ground, and murdered everybody in the vicinity. Here we go. Yeah, here goes Essek. I think Essek loves it. I think Essek loves it. I part of me feels like Essek is one of those dudes that likes being in the mix, like being involved. Is that it? Did we actually fit that all in, or was no one counting? I feel like no one was counting. Get your things ready. Yeah, I think Essek's totally cool. I don't like some people are like, oh, I don't want to be bothered with this, and then like you get you got me out of bed for that. I don't want that shit. But like I feel like Essek is just like a chill dude. Like, oh, you got shit to show me? I'll be over in 5. Let's have a smoke and a pancake. Like I feel like he's that kind of hospitable kind of dude where he just likes to chill and like I don't care if he isn't. I want him to be that way. So I hope he is. 20 minutes. And we're almost to 30. We got about 20 more likes to go. 20 more likes, 20 minutes. We need a like per minute or we will never see whatever happens to Yeza again. Barufkra. That's a cool name. Liam's like, let me see the map. If I was Travis, I would have smashed him over the head with it for the smack in the face. You hear there's like an iron striking in the background. It's like bang, like very faintly. Like if Matt was talking, I probably wouldn't have heard it. It was like a perfect delay. $60-foot tree. How big was it when we started? I honestly don't remember. I'm thinking it was half that size. I can't remember the exact size of our tree, but I love that it is still there. Massive 60-foot tree. That's a big one. Well, he goes silent for 1 hour. Caduceus is just insane. Should we have maybe talked to Dyron before we hit up Essek? I mean, it seems all right, but I just realized I didn't think of it either. But I just realized we probably should have talked to Dyron. What if we got there and Dyron's like, "You wouldn't believe this shit. I got 10 spies in the basement," or something like that. And now we're like, "Oh, great." I'm assuming that's not the case and everything's fine, but probably should have checked out Dyron in the house first before we invite Essek over. But it doesn't matter now. It's already happened. Got my last possible like in 30 likes. It is really hot. I don't know where you. Well, actually, it's going down, but it was like 95 all day, and I'm like starting to stick to this chair. All right, Dyron actually took care of the house. I honestly thought we might get back, and it was going to be a disaster, and Dyron's going to be like a massive pig, just slop the whole house up and didn't clean anything or do anything. I was curious, based on the Exandrian calendar and all derived spellcaster services costs, if they could find someone, permanent teleportation circle would cost, my god, it's a lot. I don't even know, what is that, a mil or 100, I guess 18,040 platinum. Boop, 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 boop. I'm just trying to go back to the comments, see if I missed anything. Ace of Cakes. I remember my mom loving that show. As has anyone tried fondue? Is that fond? What is that? Oh, I know what that is. Yes, I do. Yes, that's that stuff where they make the cakes out of, if I'm not mistaken. I've talked about it on a live stream. If it is what I'm thinking, the I don't know how you pronounce it, fondant. But if it's what I'm thinking, I know what you're talking about. Are Yasha's bracers done yet? I would imagine, right? That's terrific. 180,000 gold. That is crazy. For Daniel O'Day wrote it over there. What it would have cost to have a permanent teleportation circle enchanted. I sued to make, what does it say? I sued to make homemade fondant when I was like 8. I sued to make homemade. Oh. I don't know if I'm reading that right or if that's a typo. But if it's the stuff that cakes I used to make, I was going to say, I'm like, that's got to be wrong. Isn't that the stuff that doesn't taste good, but it makes like really stiff cakes, right? Or am I thinking of something else? It doesn't taste great, but it's like ideal in making crazy cakes. If it is, then one time one of my ex-girlfriends got me an entire New Orleans Superdome made out of cake. And it was made out of that stuff. And I remember it was super crazy expensive and looked great. Don't get me wrong, it looked great. But it tasted like shit. I remember everyone was like trying it and everyone was like, this is horrible. Like, I'm pretty sure the inside of the cake was all right, but the rest was like, burp. Cloak of Dark Purple. Again, that is the 500th purple thing. Modern stuff could be rolled out thinner and better flavors now. Ah, okay. This was like a decade ago. It was the first time I ever went to New Orleans. It was like a part of the gift. It was like a New Orleans cake, and then I went to New Orleans to see the Saints because I'm a massive New Orleans Saints fan, football, NFL. So it was part of the thing. It was like you got a cake, and then I got to go to New Orleans, and that was probably 10 or 12 years ago. So I just remember the cake tasted like crap, and her being like, no one ate the cake, and it costs like hundreds and hundreds of dollars. And I was like, sorry, it tastes like shit. But it was awesome. We took pictures. It was awesome. Mythborough. All right. She said very well. I would have just stuck with that. Oh, great. When we said Mythborough, she was like, very well. I just assumed that was good to go. We're like, all right. I ask very little questions. When people are agreeable to things, I would just be like, all right, send us. And then if she asks questions, I'll answer. I made it. I made it during the late 90s. It was a way thicker type. Bro, give me a lemon meringue pie and a pointy hat. Give me a lemon meringue pie and a pointy hat. Fondant is good for sculpting and covering the cake. I would advise as a trade route to recoup the cost. Modern stuff could be rolled out, not a chunk. My mother was one of those cake makers, so I was the free labor helper. Love it. Love it. One of my first girlfriends lived in Hoboken, and I think it's Cake Boss is right down the street from where she lived when I dated her. That was when Cake Boss just started like becoming known, and she was like, the guy opened a place down the street, and I remember we could like literally walk around the corner and Cake Boss was right there. But it wasn't. I don't think it was called Cake Boss. I feel like it was called something else, but it could have been Cake Boss. The show was called that, but I feel like his places were different. Jester spewing and ranted out exactly what we're doing, which is true. Pretty standard. Quite standard. 10 minutes, guys. 10-minute countdown. So we're probably... Yeah. Jester is very in the mood to debate today. I feel like Jester has been more debatable with our people than ever this episode. Not and her went at it a little bit. Now her, I mean, they're not going at it, but she's like, nope, we're doing what I want to do, and I'm gonna keep telling you, it's better. Today. Oh my god, could we end it with this? I would have loved to end this episode on visiting the prisoner. All right. So, Leah, yeah, we're pushing a lot. We're really going. Caleb. Oh, God. Not brings up the freaking page. It's fresh, I swear. At this point, I feel like that thing is... Oh, wait, this is... That's why he floats. I am sort of a germaphobe myself, especially with food. Like my biggest thing is people handing me food if I know they've like been doing things. Like all the time, people will come in the arcade, go and play games with the joysticks and buttons with their hands, and then come up and go, "Hey, you want any like cookies?" And they'll reach in their backpack and just like hand me cookies in their bare hands. Stuff like that I can't do. If I know like I see you wash your hands and you're like, "Here's a cookie," I'll eat it. But like if I see you doing things and then you offer it, and all the time it happens at the arcade because it's like a much younger crowd, and it's like young kids that have book bags, and they'll just pull out their book bag and be like, "Yo, you want some like potato chips?" And they'll be all reaching in the bag, and I'm like, "Oh my god, they all just played air hockey for 5 hours and like used the public bathroom, and they're all hands in the bag sharing, licking their fingers and stuff." I'm like, "Holy shit." That kind of stuff I can't do. The fuck was that? The hell just fell? Scared the shit out of me. You guys probably saw me jump 8 feet high. Oh, it was the mouse. Somehow the mouse. How the hell did that happen? Somehow the mouse fell off the freaking desk. I'm like, why can't I see the window? I don't even know if it's still recording. Maybe we're not even recording anymore. Somehow it went up and around the back. We still good? We're good, okay. Somehow it went around the back and flew off the bottom of the thing. All right, let me pull it back. All right, we're back in business. I don't know. I'm haunted. See, watched too many horror movies this week. I told you we watched Talk to Me last night. Horrifically horrible ghosty related movie, and now I'm haunted for the rest of my life. And we're down to the final 5 minutes. Jay sees how they're using their friggers to break him. That was awesome. They're friggers. They're friggers. I said that wrong. Hey, like, it sounds like this like interesting like tavern type music kicked in. Hear it? It is like this nice happy. It could be an adult. I mean, it makes sense that people would be concerned about us going after a dragon. But I feel like everyone is highly concerned. Like all we've done is fight dangerous shit. Exactly. I think basically my guess is like role playing games, video games that I've played in the past. Sometimes there are bosses that can't be defeated. You kind of just like got to do your thing and split. I think everyone's kind of saying this because this is a thing that probably shouldn't be killed, maybe can't be killed, maybe would be a lot to kill. So I feel like Dairon and all of them are like, just do what you gotta do and get the frick out of there. I think it's kind of like a warning. Like, don't stick around. Don't try to fight it. Don't try to kill it. Unnecessary. Get out. Just realize with the Legend of Vox Machina rewrites, we'll probably not see a Slayer's Cake. Previously, cannoli. Previously, cannoli. Is Jester giving away pastries? I think so. Jester would be at a massive disadvantage relying on cantrips and rudimentary combat. $87. All right, Matt's looking something up. I was just thinking about Cake Boss. Drove by a bakery that sold lobster claws, and he was hoping and was hoping the boss was recovering well. Lobster claws, to the furthest extent of my knowledge, are not cake. I would have to agree. I'm assuming it's just lobster claws is what it is, or is it like a bear claw? Is a lobster claw something else? All right, with the sudden rush. What is happening? All right. All right. The craggy Alps. The different music kicked in. I like it. All right. And that's where we ended. Mythborough. Hey, at least Azek helped us. It all worked out and we're here. And Mika will be joining us. All right, awesome. So Mika will, I assumed so much. But there has been times where guests have stayed with us till the end, and Matt's finished it off for them the next episode. So Mika will be with us. Yeah, honestly, we did good. We didn't have to ride goats. We didn't have to ride horses. We did it right quick. It could have took a half a month. Some of the ways could have took longer than that, but it could have took like a half a month. My apologies. Hey, they had it up there. I think that was one of the first times I've ever seen them do Is It Thursday Yet without it zoomed in on Matt Mercer's face. They have ruined my life. But, anywho, great episode. So we're here. What is the next episode called? Because I did see the length, but I didn't see the episode. Rhyme and Reason. And we got Travis and Talzin. So we got Rhyme and Reason, Travis and Talzin on the thumbnail. That will be tomorrow. I'll do them both. I didn't see what we wrote in the comments. If the dude is still here. I think the dude was still here. I see Michael. Maybe the dude skipped out for a bit. I don't know for sure. But you guys would probably know. Somebody in the chat would probably still know. Did the dude answer when I said if Sunday works? Because I said we're going to do at least one episode of Escape from Bloodkeep every month till Dragon Con, because then we'll be done with it. And this is the last week of July, and we haven't done one in July yet. So Sunday should be episode 5. And then next month, before I go to Dragon Con, we will do episode 6, which is the longest of all the episodes, I think. Taking out the trash. Take out the papers and the trash. All right, everybody, Radiators. Ninja, when do you think you're getting off? We're going to cut out of here in 5 minutes, but when do you think you're getting off? And how'd you do on tips for the rest of the night? Did it make up for the one bastage? I can't imagine. We've talked about this all the time. How I can't imagine like living with myself if I didn't tip decently. Like I feel like if you go out to eat, you are aware of how things work, and even if you don't agree with tipping, I feel like then you shouldn't go out because it's like one of those things that's just like other people rely on. So I never understood that. Even if you're a bad tipper, fine, you're a bad tipper. I know people that will literally like barely tip or tip like horribly, not bad, like horribly. Like it'll be like a $30 bill and they'll leave like $2, something like that. That's like horrible. Bad to me would be like on like $30 would be, well, I guess three, yeah, that is probably bad because that would be like barely 10%. I don't know. All I know is you know when you're tipping bad. But radiators, Ninja's out. About a half hour if I'm lucky. Ninja's almost done if he's lucky. Yeah, I just don't understand. Especially if it's places you go all the time. Like I know people that go to the same places all the time and they tip horribly. The other day we went to the pancake house, not the IHOP pancake house. There's a nice fancy town pancake house in where I live. It's the name of the town, Pancake House. But I went with it was like me and my parents, I think, just the three of us. We were sitting across from a table of 8 people. And when they left, and they were loud and asking for 500 things under the sun, because some people will be like, I don't tip a lot because I'm easy. Like I get a sandwich and I never ask for anything, and that's still not right. But like I get their mentality. Like I'm very easy. Like I just want you to slide me a dish and then never talk to me again. These people were like super needed 100,000 things under the sun. 8 people. And I remember we walked up and we both threw down our tips because there's like you pay your thing with the credit card and then they threw a tip down, and we had tipped more than their table of 8, and there was 3 of us, and we had tipped more than their table of 8 by like at least a couple dollars, which is crazy because they had 3 times the amount of people, and we just ate breakfast. They were having like a freaking feast, and I remember looking at my dad and being like, holy crap, like we tip on average 20%. I usually round up. If it's like a bar and there's alcohol involved, it's even more, and then I get out of control sometimes. It depends on what it is. But they couldn't have tipped they had to have tipped like 5%. It had to have been like 5, maybe 10% if they're lucky. But I highly doubt it. It's miserable. I just don't understand how people like that live with themselves when they know people in that industry are busting their ass and rely on tips. I don't tip at counters. The making a regular purchase, then the screen says it. Oh yeah, I don't do that. I'm great. No, Jersey Mike's has that. Jersey Mike's, you go up and like you put your card in and it'll say, how much do you want to tip? I don't tip. If I go there and I order it and I'm like just waiting in line, I don't tip then. I'm saying anything delivered, mainly delivery and restaurants. That's what I'm talking about. Delivery and food, like going out to eat, like sitting down and having an actual dinner. If I'm just like grabbing a hot dog, like even then sometimes I'll throw the guy $1 or something, but like usually rule of thumb is if I'm going to the place and picking it up, and then I don't usually tip stuff like that. Deliveries and table service deserve tips. Yes, that's my rule. Deliveries and table service. When I go out, I tip like 20%. Yeah, everyone I know, I dated lots of servers and bartenders in my life. They would tip like 30% or higher because they were in the industry and their whole lives they were like bartenders. So we would go out and they would crazy tip. And I'd be like, that's nuts. And they'd be like, it's like things bartenders do, I guess. They're like, other bartenders do it too. So if I do it and all bartenders do it, then it like what goes around comes around. And they would tip like literally, like I feel like 30% was the low end. They were crazy. One of my friends was a bartender at a high-end restaurant, and he would literally tip whatever it was, double it. He would tip 100%. So if it was like $80, he'd throw down $160. and he would tip 100% of the bill. But he worked at like a really high end bar and made really good money. So to him, it was like, hey, what goes around comes around. It was like in the mentality of bartenders, I guess, at the time. But I was like, I am a good tipper, but that's insanity. But then again, I also was never a bartender, so I don't know. Local Southwest chain defaults to 15% tip on online orders. They don't even wrap burritos properly, let alone distribute the ingredients. So, yeah, no tip. If that's the case, I agree, Daniel. If I go to a place and it is like horrible, like I also won't tip if it's horrible service. If I don't get what I'm supposed to get in a timely manner, then I don't tip good or as well. Like I think I've told you guys this story before. One of my ex-girlfriends, literally, and I used to be like, don't do that. That is so rude and obnoxious. She would set a timer on her phone for like 5 minutes, and she'd be like, you get 5 minutes between, like, by the time my glass, we would sit at the bar, we'd be drinking alcohol, and she'd be like, by the time my drink is empty, you should already know as a bartender that I'm getting low. So you should already be keeping an eye on my drink if it's getting low. If my drink is empty, she'll start a timer of like 5 minutes. And I kid you not, if that timer hits 0, she will start banging the counter like a child. And that was one of the many reasons I broke up with her, because I was like, this is insane. She was like, I work my ass off and I don't have time for bullshit. So when I go out for drinks, I expect good service, and she will tip accordingly. She's a good tipper and everything like that. But she was like, I expect service. So she would literally set a timer, and it happened like 2 or 3 times while we were out on dates. The timer would go off and she'd literally just start going, ah, like smacking the counter and screaming. And someone would come over and be like, is everything okay? And she'd be like, my drink's been empty for 5 minutes. That's unacceptable. And they'd look around like, are you freaking insane? And she was. So there's also bad service, but I won't do that. I just won't tip as well. I'll be like, well, now you're getting 15%, and I normally would tip you 20 or something like that. But I can't imagine not ever tipping. I don't think, even with the worst service I've ever gotten, I don't think I've ever not left something. Like, I might have left $1 or $2, but even with the worst service ever, I still can't bring myself to not leave anything. And sometimes I'll just, you'll just leave whatever and be like, I need change, but I'm going to leave $1 or $2 just because of the fact that I don't have change and I don't want to wait for it and have to deal with their attitude because now they see I didn't tip them shit. But I mean, I'm, use common sense and everything. But if you get decent service and they're good people, there is no reason you shouldn't tip like 15, 20% on average, I feel like. When I was younger, 10% was like a normal thing for a lot of people. But I also grew up in like a real poor area, and it was the 80s. So I feel like 10% in the 80s might have been acceptable, but I feel like 10%'s like not enough for good service. For good service. Do managers get a chunk of the tips at the end of the night? All the girlfriends I had, every job they had, none of the managers got it. Sometimes they'd have to tip out the food runners and the bus boys and stuff like that. Some of them didn't have to do it at all. Like, I had one girlfriend who worked at a high-end steakhouse. You kept 100% of your tips, because the busboys got their own tips, the food runners got their own tips. So you got 100% of your tips. The owner basically would give a percentage of the tips or whatever to the busboys and the food runners, so it didn't come out of the server's tips. He did it obviously to make it more of an advantage for you to want to work there as a server. It was like an incentive. So I've seen it every which way, but I've never once seen any of them tell me that the managers get any part of it. Usually it's just, if anything, the busboys and the food runners. But a lot of the times, I would say the majority of the times, they kept 100% of their own tips. Usually the high-end places have food runners and busboys that are totally separate, so that the waiters and waitresses can be on their game for like 5-star service. That's when you, as a server, usually start tipping out, because you're able to make better tips and work more tables because of the food runners. That's kind of the mentality, and it's obviously a fact. But the funny thing is, I've never been a bartender or a food or a waiter, but I have literally probably dated a dozen bartenders and waitresses in my life. And I would hang at the places they worked and help them all the time. So even though I never officially worked there, I'm very familiar with the restaurant and bar industry. And I also do the arcade, and we have a kitchen and everything. So obviously that all kind of rolls into the same thing. Like if it's seen, it's a red flag. Managers aren't supposed to get tips. Yeah, they're supposed to just be there in a capacity of helping you and assisting you. And they usually always work on salary. So it's frowned upon for managers to get tips. I worked events, so we didn't get tips, but made like twice so much hour. Yeah, that's like at the arcade, you don't really get tips. So because of that, we pay you out. We pay you really good hourly. You get like, I don't want. Well, I probably shouldn't say just in case other people don't get paid as much as others. But you get paid good at the arcade, and it's hourly, and we know you don't get tips, so we make sure we make up for it. It all kind of works out. It should. I think I delivered. I think I read pretty much everything. Either way, nice little talk about tipping, because this actually came up the other day. It was like my sister's birthday, so we all went out to dinner, and then that morning we went out for breakfast, and that thing happened earlier with the people with the tips. So interesting real life experiences this week dealing with tips. But tomorrow is my brother's birthday, Ray, that jumps in the chats all the time. Tomorrow's his birthday. We're supposed to deliver a cake to his house and sing happy birthday. I got to finish the Patreon hour and the YouTube hour, and it's going to be a long one. I said it earlier. There's about an hour and 15 to an hour and 20 minutes of Patreon exclusive and YouTube. When it's over an hour on YouTube, I usually split it with the Patreon hour exclusive because I don't like the Patreon hour exclusive to have less content than the YouTube video, being as people subscribe to Patreon. So I split it even. So there'll probably be about an hour and 15 minutes for both, to an hour and 20 minutes each. One of the longest ones I can remember. And then we got the live stream. So I'm going to go maybe get started on that. Maybe do the Patreon one. And then tomorrow I'll do YouTube. Then I'll be better prepared because I got a bunch of jobs tomorrow too before I sing happy birthday to Ray. So everybody, happy birthday to Ray in the chat. So when I can tell him to go read this at the end. And I'm going to shout you all out and we're going to hit it. Ninja Master, clever name I made. Colvin, Michael, and the Dude JB, my moderators. Daniel O'Day. I see Amelia, Vero G. Emily Mary. I remember Mad Loath, M. Gormley. I'm trying to remember. Little Paramonster was in here. Who else did we have? I'm not seeing these names. I'm just remembering off the top of my head. Tealbird, there's when I missed. Tealbird came in late. Forrest the Runner, I just remembered. Leading Blind had to leave early. Carl Davis, I didn't see Carl Davis earlier. Apologies, my friend. Carl Davis, hello and goodbye. And I think I got the majority of everybody that at least was in the chat. If I missed you, right down below, say happy birthday to Ray. I'll tell him to come jump on and look. And I think that is pretty much everybody. So I will see you guys tomorrow if you're on Patreon, Tuesday if you're on YouTube, and Friday if you just do live streams. And the only question now is it Friday yet? Is it Friday yet?